Lessons we learn from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. In chapter 1, we have seen that downcast with intense emotions, Arjun tells Lord Krishna that he will not fight. Krishna observes the emotional upheaval that Arjun is inflicted with. He finds his own relatives in both the armies which are ready to fight. Arjun doesn't want to kill his own relatives, nor does he want that the entire family should be decimated by the ghastly war. In chapter 2, Krishna explains to Arjun the importance of controlling emotions, the importance of being dedicated to one's duty, and the importance of fighting the righteous war without getting into emotions, without getting into attachment, without fearing for the result, and without thinking that the killing will lead to any disaster in future. Duty comes first. He explains that the soul is immortal and the death only means soul leaving one body and adopting another. Nobody can kill the soul which is eternal. Further, Lord advises him to conduct himself as a sthir buddhi purush. He is a brave warrior and that is how he should behave. Now, let me read from chapter 2 the relevant shlokas from 11. In shloka 11, Lord Krishna said, Arjun, you lament for people unworthy of your sympathy. Still you talk like a scholar. But let me tell you that knowledgeable pundits, knowledgeable people, neither mourn for those who are dead, nor do they lament for those who are alive. Neither is it true that at any earlier time I, you, or these kings did not exist, nor that in future we will lose our existence. Just as a human body is first child, then he lives his youth and becomes old person. Likewise, the soul also changes body. It leaves one body to acquire another. In these circumstances, patient and steady people are not disturbed and they don't feel sad. Kunti Putra Arjun, any state of situation that may bring joy or grief, just as summer or winter are transient, they also come and go. Therefore, you have to bear with these. Because a noble, brave, mature person who retains his calm even in the changing circumstances and is not disturbed by joy or grief, his soul becomes worthy of salvation. Shlok 19, Lord Krishna says, whoever thinks that the soul can kill or the soul can die does not know the factual truth. Because the soul never kills anyone, nor can it be killed by anyone. Further, in Shlok 33, Lord Krishna tells Arjun, but if you do not fight this battle, you will be acting against your religion and against your duty. You will lose your name and you will be committed to sin. Everyone will talk of your cowardice and lowly action for ages. For a man of character, such a bad name is worse than even death. And all those charioteers who once held you in great esteem will now consider you selfish and lowly and will think that because of fear you ran away from war. Having listened to the words of Lord Krishna in this manner, Arjun asked Krishna, the person who becomes sthir buddhi, steady and resolute, what are his qualities? How does he speak? How does he sit? And how does he walk? Lord Krishna said, Arjun, when such a person renounces all his desires, when he finds peace and solace in his own soul and remains satisfied, he is known to have acquired sthir buddhi. He becomes steady and resolute. When a person is not disturbed by the onslaught of sorrow, when he is no longer desirer, he does not desire joy, and when he has conquered attachment, fear, and anger, the person in such a state is considered to have acquired sthir buddhi. Then the Lord continues, Arjun, if attachment with worldly objects persists, then the senses, which are strong and have a tormenting nature, attack the mind of the person and weaken him. Therefore, a person who wants to become sthir buddhi, he must necessarily keep his senses in perfect control. Only one who is able to do so, his mind becomes stable. Arjun, if one does not control his senses, including his mind, then his mind keeps on brooding over worldly objects. This leads to attachment with these objects. In turn, this kindles a desire for these worldly objects. The non fulfillment of desires breeds action, breeds anger, and that also creates a problem for the person who is not controlling his mind, and that such a person cannot become sthir buddhi because anger kills intellect and the senses of reasoning. The loss of intellect diffuses memory. When the memory is badly affected, there is a loss of man's wisdom. The person who has lost his wisdom falls from his stature and is considered lowly and despicable. But a person whose mind is free and who does not hold any attachment, the person who has controlled his senses while enjoying the worldly objects, he attains purity of mind. Because of the purity of mind, all his sorrows come to an end, and the intellect of such a person is joyous. Soon he becomes stable. Just like water from various rivers merge into the ocean, which remains stable, the rivers, while merging, do not create any disturbance for the vast ocean. Likewise, the worldly enjoyments do not cause any disturbance or attachment to the stable minded person. He achieves the prime peace, but the person who runs after worldly enjoyments can never achieve peace. Arjun, you are a brave warrior. You are my disciple. Therefore, you have no reason to grieve. You have no reason to get emotional. You have no reason to feel bad because you are performing your duty. And duty always comes first. Therefore, get up and be ready to fight.